guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is going to be my O.W.L.s TBR. So I've never participated in the O.W.L.s before, but I feel like this is the perfect time to do so with all of us being quarantined and yeah, I have nothing else to do here at my house. I do work from home, so you know, hopefully I can get all of these books read. But if you guys are not familiar with the O.W.L.s Readathon or the Magical Readathon, it's one of the biggest readathons here on BookTube. I will link everything down below. G is the creator over at Bookworms, so her link will be down below, as well as there is a website. So I'll link both of those things so you guys can go check it out. And basically it is themed after Harry Potter and the O.W.L.s and Newt's test that they take. There are multiple career options, and there are 12 different classes that you have to take depending on which career that you choose. So each career has different requirements. Some have only 3, some have as many as 9, I think. And then as well as the careers, there are also like some kind of like certification type courses or elective type courses that you can take. There's like a magical shop ownership, like a mermaid linguistics, can't remember what else there is. Dragon trainer, but you can only do the dragon trainer certification if you are going to become a magizoologist, which is I'm not going to, although that's very enticing. So I was going back and forth on what career that I wanted to choose. I just didn't know, but I mean, this isn't the last round of this readathon, so next time I can always choose a different career. And really, if I'm being if I want to be very overly ambitious, I can just take all 12 courses. And then when the Newts come around, I'll have more options on which career paths I can choose. But I'm a pretty slow reader even in the times of quarantine. I am still working remotely from home, so I don't have a ton of extra free time. Although I wish I did. Okay, so the career that I chose is Curse Breakers. I have 6 different prompts that I have to complete in order to move forward with this career path. And I will tell you that right now I am a very big mood reader, especially with everything going on in the world. I just don't have any idea what I want to read. It's very hard for me to focus on reading. So, you know, I did give myself a couple of options for a couple of these prompts because I don't know what my mental health is going to be like when I get to those. So, the first one that I have to do is Ancient Runes, and the rune we're learning about in this course is the heart rune. So you have to read a book with heart in the title or on the cover. So I have 2 options. The first of which is Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. If you guys can't see, there's a locket, a heart-shaped locket on the cover. I've been wanting to read this one for a really long time, but I know it's very dark and disturbing, and I just don't know if my mental health is going to allow me to read this right now. So I'm putting it on the TBR as an option, but I don't know. If that one doesn't work out for me, though, I do have a second option, and that is Steel Heart by Brandon Sanderson. This is the first book in his Reckoners series. I own all 3. I got them on Book Outlet years ago, and I just never picked them up. I have read the first 2 books in the Mistborn trilogy, or the Final Empire trilogy, but I never finished that either. But I really do, as a non-fantasy reader, I really do enjoy his work. So I don't know what it's about. I think it's about superheroes or anti-heroes, maybe. So the next thing that I would have to participate in is the arithmancy course, and that is to read something outside of my comfort zone. For that, I have a couple options. The first of which is Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Roanhorse. I've had this on my shelf for a really long time. It was one of my most anticipated reads from last year, I think. Whenever it came out, I was highly anticipating this, so I picked it up. It is urban fantasy, which is way outside of my comfort zone, and it's about a demon hunter. And it's based in like Native American legends and mythology. So that sounds pretty awesome. I've also heard there's a shape shifters in here as well. So I mean, what's not to like? But if for whatever reason I can't get into that, I also have another option, and that one is an oldie but a goodie, I hope. The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making. This is by Catherine M. Valente. This was very popular years and years ago. I have the first 3 or 4 books in this series. I've had them on my shelf for, again, years and years, and I've never picked it up. But I'm not a middle grade reader. Someone that doesn't have a channel anymore I don't even know what her name was, her channel name was. Her name's Sarah. She's a UK booktuber, and she like raved and raved about this series so much that I went and bought it and then never read it. So I figure, you know what, this is like the perfect time to read those books that I probably would never pick up on my own just because I want to. The third class I have to take for this career is Charms, and the prompt for that is to read a book with white on the cover. So for that I chose Winterwood by Shay Earnshaw. This is a gorgeous cover. It's the O.W.L.s exclusive edition. I have 2 copies of this because I pre-ordered it and then it came in an O.W.L.s box. If you guys don't know, The Wicked Deep is one of my favorite novels. So I couldn't wait to get my hands on this. Still haven't read it. So I figure now is the time. In this quarantine, I'm going to read that book. So the next class I have to take is Defense Against the Dark Arts. The prompt for that is to read a book set in the sea or on the coast. And for that I had such a hard time picking a book because I have so many options and they all sound amazing and I couldn't decide. So I have 2 options that I'm going to show you. I want to say that it's not going to change, but like I said, I have so many options that I don't know, I might change my mind. If I'm going to try to choose out of these 2 options, but it may change. We'll see once I do my wrap-up. The first of which is House of Salt and Sorrows. This is by Erin A. Craig. This is a YA retelling of the 12 Dancing Princesses, I believe. Basically, these princesses, there's 12 princesses, but they mysteriously keep dying. They keep coming up dead. So there's something going on. I think there's ghosts involved. They live like on an island, I think. So yeah, this seems really good. People raved and raved about it recently. If I don't want to read that one, I also have one of my highly anticipated books of 2020, and that is The Deep by Alma Katsu. This is a ghost story involving the Titanic, and that's just, I mean, what else can I say? I need to say nothing more. Alma Katsu writes horror, so I expect it to be spooky, and I'm obsessed with the Titanic. You guys don't know that about me. I love the movie. I love like when those exhibitions come into town or like are around, because I'm like, I love everything about it. I think it's fascinating. So this is just like a dream for me, and I'll probably end up reading this one, to be honest. I did read like the first couple pages in each of the books trying to figure out what I wanted to put on the CBR, and I was very, very intrigued by this one, so we'll see what happens. The next thing I have to take is Potions, and for that you have to read a book that's under 150 pages. This for me was very hard. I only have a couple options. I'm only picking from my own personal TBR because 1, the libraries are closed unless I do like Hoopla, and 2, I just have so many books that I really need to like focus on what's here on my shelf. So what I ended up coming up with, I forgot that I had it, is The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill. This is a little graphic novel. I got it in an owl crate, and it's gorgeous. You guys have probably all seen it, heard about it, whatever. Everyone loves it. It's about little tea dragons, and how to care for them, I think. So I think I put this on a TBR before and I never read it, but there's a reason. It's like the teeniest, tiniest little thing, and it's super cute, and I think it'll be really good to read something like this for my mental health right now with everything going on. I just need something like cutesy and quick. The last class I have to take is Transfiguration, and the prompt for that is to read a book with a shapeshifter. So I chose A Curse So Dark and Lonely. This is by Bridget Kimmerer. I didn't know this had shapeshifters in it, but I didn't know what books had shapeshifters. So I just went on, there's a link for book recommendations for each class. So I went on there and this was on there. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to give this a go. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, if you didn't already know that. Although I feel like everyone and their mother has already read this and either loved or hated it. So yeah, it's a beast of a book. Probably going to be the hardest one for me to get through, but all I have is time, right? And then, like I said in the beginning of the video, G did give us some options for like some certifications that we could take. You take as many as you want. And so one of them is Mermaid Linguistics, which is basically so I can learn like mermaid language, right? Which, who doesn't want to know that? Because I think that's really cool. And the prompt for that is just to read a book with mermaid. So if I can get through all of the books that I just showed you, then I'm going to pick up, I want to pick up this certification as well, and so I'm going to read To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. I pre-ordered this book. I pre-ordered Curse So Dark and Lonely, and here they sit 2 years later without being read. So, and that book is about evil mermaids, I think, or sirens or something. I don't know, but I'm here for it. So, and like I said earlier, if I can finish all of those books and I want to read the other 6 courses, so that when newts come around, I can I have more options as far as what careers I want to do, then I will do that, and I'll just kind of figure that out as I go, as needed. But really, me thinking I'm going to read 6 books, maybe 7 in a month is kind of laughable at this point, because in the month of March I read 1 book, and it was a book that I had already started, and in the month of February I read 3. So like I said, I'm having a really hard time reading right now, but I know that I do better when it comes to readathons than when I'm just reading because I want to. So yeah, those are the things that I want to get to in the month of April. Alright, that's all I have for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Goodreads, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll talk to you all later.